We're going to be working on Curiosity Corner. We're going to be building their production budget and then their materials budget. In this case, their material is fabric. All right, let's have a look here. They give us sales for October, November, December, and January. And they have a desired ending inventory, a cushion. They want 10% of next month's sales as an ending inventory. All right, each pillow requires half a yard of fabric. So the pillow is the finished goods and the fabric is the raw materials, and this half is the multiple. How much fabric in each finished unit. Fabric costs $6 a yard. Desired ending fabric inventory is 20% of next month's material needs. Notice there's two different ending inventory policies. One for finished goods and one for raw materials. Let's get started. You have to do the production first because you base materials on production. You do not base materials on sales. So let's put these in here. They give you the sales. Okay, the ending inventory for October needs to be 10% of next month's sales. All right, that gives us what's needed is those two added together. And then what do we have on hand? Sometimes they just tell you what they have on hand. Here they didn't tell you what they had on hand. And so you use the ending inventory policy. What's the policy? To have 10% of next month's sales. So the beginning for October would have been the ending for September. So if September had been here as a column, what would we have put into that cell? We would have put 10% of October, right? So the ending for September is the same as the beginning for October. Okay, and then production would be what we need minus what we have on hand. So that's what we need to produce. All right, what about November? We would need 10% of December on hand, and then those two added together would give us what we need. What is the beginning inventory in November? It is the ending for October. And so what you need less what you already have on hand or what you planned already have on hand gives you your production budget for November. And since Excel is so good at retaining the formulas, I can just copy that across and get the production for December. I can't do January. Why not? Because I can't figure the ending because I don't have February. So that column is dead. It can't go any further. But we could get production for October, November, December. Now we can come down and do the material budget. How much material do we need for that many finished goods? That many pillows? We need a half a yard for each. Go up here times 0.5, which is a half. So that's the starting point for the material budget, is how much raw material do you need for the finished goods you plan to make. Ending inventory, that's a different rule than our rule policy for raw materials. We need 20% of next month's production needs. Not next month's production, next month's material needs for production. Okay, and we can copy that over. That'll be the same in November. We can't do December because we don't have January's production. So this column then becomes dead and we can only do these 2 months. All right, and we can use our same formula here. What we need is the fabric for production plus the cushion. And what do we have on hand? So they don't tell us the raw material that we're starting with, but they could. So if they don't tell you, you must presume that the ending from the prior month is what you plan to have. What would the ending for September be? It should be 20%. Get my keying right here. Should be 20% of October. So we can then do the math, the 4029 minus the 657, and then we can copy that over and get the purchases for the 2 months, October and November. Now that's in units. If you wanted the purchase in dollars, what would you have to do? Each one of those yards cost what? $6. Okay, that didn't work, huh? There we go. So if they asked for the production budget in units, you would be done at this line. If they asked for it in dollars, here's your purchases. Now, that's not payments, that's purchases. If they wanted payments, they would have to give you a payment schedule about when purchases are paid for. Are they paid for in the month that you buy it, half in the month you buy it, half later, and so forth. So here we just did the purchase budget, but we didn't do the payments for purchases.